A replay attack uses malicious apps to delay or intercept data transmission that occurs over a network. This information can then be processed and repeated numerous times to effectively duplicate transactions. Replay attacks exploit the need for the original data to be validated. This validation request is typically sent by an authorized user. Even though a replay attack is directly targeting the network, its security protocols will view a replay attack as a standard transmission of data. During the transmission, the hacker will delay or intercept the data natively, which lets them perform the attack in a timely manner without needing to decrypt anything. Even though it's relatively easy for hackers to perform replay attacks, there are several techniques that networks can use to strengthen security and keep these attacks at bay. How does a replay attack work in crypto? Replay attacks become possible when blockchains are altering or making upgrades to their protocols, a process that's known as a hard fork. While a hard fork is taking place, both versions of the protocol continue to be worked on, which means that any transaction considered to be valid on the previous version will be valid on the new ledger as well. When a hacker implements a replay attack, they can use the hard fork to simulate transactions on the previous version, after which the same amount of funds can be transferred to a wallet an additional time. Replay attacks can be performed a countless number of times unless stopped by the network. Why are hard forks used? Hard forks occur relatively regularly with blockchain technology. They result from a network's protocol updated in order to make invalid transactions or blocks valid. Hard forks can only occur if every user or node is upgraded to the newest version of the software. It's common for a fork to take place when the community for a specific cryptocurrency is no longer satisfied with certain features and functionalities that the currency offers. As users are being moved to the new version of the blockchain, anyone who holds tokens on the legacy version will still be given tokens for the new version. Legacy blockchains commonly have considerably less features than the new versions. For this reason, many users upgrade to the new version in a short period of time. Bitcoin has gone through numerous forks over the years, which have resulted in the creation of other digital currencies, such as Bitcoin Gold and Bitcoin Cash. How does a replay attack affect the crypto world? A wide range of problems can arise from a replay attack. Even though it's relatively easy for a network to defend against these attacks, the effects they can have on the crypto world are substantial. Keep in mind that replay attacks aren't considered to be serious cybersecurity attacks, since they're limited in scope and there are many methods for preventing them. Even though a hacker can perform fraudulent transmissions with a replay attack, they can't fully access the data while the transmission is ongoing, since doing so would cause the network to reject the transmission. On the other hand, users and networks alike can experience considerable losses when replay attacks occur. In more traditional markets, a replay attack can allow a hacker to gain access to certain information on a network for the purpose of copying transactions or relaying validated information. While replay attacks have been commonly used with credit cards, they can also be performed on blockchains. When a blockchain fork occurs, its ledger and protocol will be effectively split, which means that two completely separate protocols govern two books. There's even the possibility for a fork to create new cryptocurrencies, as with Ethereum and Bitcoin. Are blockchains susceptible to a replay attack? Blockchains are most susceptible to replay attacks immediately after a hard fork occurs. However, there are limitations to what a hacker can do once they've performed this attack. When a replay attack occurs, the hacker effectively takes the place of another user's identity, after which they can obtain this user's network access credentials. From here, the hacker will be able to view every action the user has taken in the past. With this information in hand, fraudulent transmissions can begin. When performed to its fullest potential, a replay attack can involve a denial of services, which will lead to the legacy blockchain losing some of its computing power. When the power starts to drop, space opens up for more than 50% of the attack. At this point, completely new transactions can be made without issue. How to prevent a replay attack? Even though replay attacks can cause networks and users to lose a considerable sum of money, there are many ways to prevent these attacks from occurring in the first place. Replay attacks almost always occur because of hard forks. As such, many blockchains will put additional security protocols in place when one of these forks is set to take place. It's also possible for users to implement security measures for their wallets. For instance, users can prevent coin transfers from taking place until a specific number of blocks have been reached in the new version of the blockchain. By taking this approach, the network will be unable to verify replay attacks. Strong replay protection involves a bookmark being placed in the new ledger that's created after a hard fork occurs. With this bookmark in place, any transaction that's made on that version of the blockchain becomes invalid. This type of protection was added to Bitcoin Cash when it first formed from Bitcoin. Opt-in replay protection is primarily used when a hard fork occurs following a cryptocurrency's ledger update, as opposed to its being split in two. Once this protection is implemented, users must make manual changes to transactions to ensure that they won't be replayed.
If you found this article useful, please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. You can also visit our website, where you find great educational contents about cryptocurrency. As a member of our Cryptocurrency Academy, you'll have access to exclusive resources and tools to help you stay informed and make better trading decisions. Additionally, discover and join our Discord. Our Discord server will provide a supportive network of like-minded individuals who can provide guidance, advice, and encouragement.